you doing?
Good, you?
Good. Is
Nice.
that what you do before you go
I go
DJ, or before you go into the operation room, or you probably don't go into the operation room, I guess. As a radiologist, or
Yeah, I do.
you do.
I do.
You do. Obviously, I know a lot about.
I have my small
radiology,
routine.
so.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Of
What's
course,
your routine?
DJing?
Yeah.
I don't really have anything. I like to listen to the guy that is playing before and just like get in the vibe.
Okay. Try to kind of play off of.
Yeah,
whatever.
and look at the people and enjoy.
See what their vibe is.
But also in the operating room, because I like to feel the vibe of the patient.
Okay.
Is he or she scared? Are they like nervous? Are they like, do they think it's like nothing?
Right.
When it's actually like not
pretty
important.
serious thing.
So I like to, I just like to feel the vibes and then I react.
Okay.
And that's why I don't have a specific thing.
Okay, so no specific like chant or like
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Okay, maybe we'll think of one
Today.
As a result of this, you
Yes.
can tell people where it came from.
Yeah.
Right, Timothy. I met you like a couple years ago, I think even.
Yeah.
And you're from Italy, right? I understand. Even though you've not such a big accent, I'm not sure if I would have directly known that, but
I can hide it a bit.
Yeah,
but not that.
And you can also probably turn it on to full steam.
I can do the very Italian accent if I want.
Yeah, can we do the interview in...
When I talk with Americans, my small American side comes up a bit, but because I'm also half American.
Oh shoot, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Really?
My father.
Okay.
Yeah.
So your father's from Italy, your mom's from Italy.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I grew up in Italy, so I say I'm Italian because I feel like I'm Italian because I grew up there.
Yeah.
And I don't know, and I'm in Europe, and I used to go in the US to visit my grandmother.
Yeah.
My grandfather, but my father used to talk in English, so that helps not having a really strong Italian.
Just out of curiosity, where is your father's side from in the U.S.?
New York. He was born in New York and was raised in New Jersey.
Okay.
And met my mother in Pittsburgh College. She was doing a PhD, and then my mother took him back.
Took him back to Italy?
Like,
You're coming with me.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it seems to be. That's what my mom said too. Is wherever the wife is, the family goes. Hence the concern of me meeting a Dutch girl here.
And now
I'm stuck here. Yeah. So interesting. Actually, my dad's from New Jersey.
Oh.
Well, back, and he moved from several states, but.
Okay.
So funny enough.
Yeah.
But
cool.
So you're from Italy though, and I thought for some people we might. We might use this as a tool here.
That's
if you could help explain. Let's just say like Florence and Rome or somewhere here.
Yeah, so Rome.
Yeah.
Rome, Napoli, Florence.
Yeah.
Milano.
Yeah.
Turin.
Yeah.
And me here.
Okay.
So here's France.
Yeah.
And I was actually living in the mountains.
Okay.
Like not very high mountains, like 800 meters, which for Dutch standards is like
800 meters normal higher.
It's more than double.
Like sea level.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And pre-Alps, let's say. In my region, it's more similar to France in many. Okay. It's like an Italian vibes, but like with lots of French influence, like lots of wine, chocolate. We don't make good pizza, we don't make good pasta.
Oh no.
Like we make but we make really good wine.
Yeah.
Like Barolo.
Gotcha.
Moscato, like really good.
Okay, Barolo's from there.
Better than French wine. No.
The best French wine is in northwest Italy. Again?
Rubiana.
Yes. With the hands like this, with 1,000 people near Turin, which is, you said, one of the bigger cities in Italy. Yeah. How did you go from Italy to the Netherlands? Like, why did you pick here, and how did you? It was 7 years ago, right?
It was 7 years ago that I came for the first time in Netherlands to do like an exchange program during the end of my medical of medical school.
Okay.
I liked it, and I actually wanted to stay. I had other few possibilities. One was going to the U.S., since my father was American, and also I was thinking about Switzerland and France, and
good options.
Yeah, but at the end, I don't know. I kind of came here a bit like because I was curious, and then when I was here, I actually liked it a lot, and I think it's like a good compromise between a place where there are lots of like excellencies, at least in my field, like in the medical field, but it's also very like social and European system. So I really like that, and yeah. So
and did you know did you know what you were going to specialize in yet in medical? Oh, so you already knew before you came here.
Yeah. So it's this field which almost nobody knows, even other doctors. So every time I have to like very, very briefly pitch what I do.
Okay. So give me your 30-second, your elevator
20
pitch.
seconds.
20 second.
So I do procedures.
Yeah.
With the help of images, and the name is interventional radiology.
Okay.
So I'm a radiologist. I look at picture that does procedures.
You use the picture to help you.
Yeah. So
because you also operate.
Yes, but I don't open. I don't use knives. I don't open and see it. I get maybe a needle or a catheter in maybe some vessels or directly in an organ, and I'm actually looking at the images instead of looking what I'm doing, because it's like under the skin.
You can't really
but
see what's...
with the help of the images, like ultrasound, CT, I can see where I'm going, and I'm trying to avoiding the structure that I don't want to damage, and I'm trying to get where I want to go. Maybe a tumor that I want to burn, or a bleeding that I want to stop.
Okay.
That's
Interesting.
I remember the first time I saw it, I didn't understand what was going on. There was a guy just like poking something, and then it was like, and something was happening. Some images changed, and then he was like, "Okay, it's done." And I'm like, "What
What'd
happened?
you do? Yeah.
What's that?" And then, and how?
Yeah.
And actually, if the images, you're like, and how they.
You know what you're looking at.
Yeah. And it's. Yeah, it's kind of, for me, a bit of also artistic way, because it's images, and
you get to use your hands.
And I get to use my hands, and I get to do something, and I see immediately how it's going, and I have a patient there,
So like interventional is maybe a little more complex than just diagnostics.
I would think that the diagnostic people would.
They would disagree with this one.
The medical community would like whatever.
Up in arms about that. Okay, we won't say that.
No, but it's more like doing and less of like doing reports.
Gotcha.
Gotcha. And it's a bit different.
More hands-on in a sense.
It's more hands-on, for sure.
Okay.
That's more hands-on.
Sorry, medical community, we didn't mean that.
We don't really care. Actually.
We don't care.
It's not a medical show, so like, zip it.
It's not. As a part of your ability to come here and continue your residency, you had to learn Dutch.
Yeah.
Right, and you had a pretty short time frame in the end, with like 6 months, that you had to ramp up and to take the test, like the medical Dutch test.
Exactly.
Which you did.
Which I did, because I'm still here.
Because you're still.
If not, I would be in Rubiana.
Rubiana. You'd be the 1,001 person. Or you'd be returned to 1,000 people. Okay.
So the percentage of people in Rubiana would increase.
Go up by what? Okay.
But so I needed to learn it to get my job. So that was a requirement.
Okay. So how was it for you to learn Dutch? I mean,
it was tough. It was tough, but I was really motivated, and that what makes the difference. I think
if you really have to do something, you're gonna figure it out.
I was learning also with yeah, there were lots of like Syrian like friends, but because they had to learn to get the the citizenship, or I don't know exactly that perfect detail, but like, and we managed because we had to.
Anybody that learns a language, whether you're in another country or at home, I mean, props to you for doing it, to stepping out of your comfort zone and trying to. And I think I'm curious if you've had the experience, like the Dutch people really appreciate if that you try. A lot of times when you start to speak Dutch, when you're new to it, they'll just immediately speak English to you, and you have to like tell them, no. But I think you gain a lot of credibility with the fact that you just try. So
I think you have experience in that. Like, you just go to the groceries and you say something, and they appreciate it. So that's
they see you're trying.
Yes,
or struggling.
That's like Dutch people really appreciate with somebody. Even like just tries, and if you actually like speak a bit, they are very impressed because they're not used to people speaking their language. They're not that many, and they're like used to speaking other languages, mostly English. But some, like, I met Dutch people that speak French, Italian, they speak
German,
Spanish, German. So absolutely. But it's very rewarding to. The downside of Dutch is that they speak English, and they want to communicate quickly. So if they see that you're Dutch, it's a bit like slow, or just a bit like artificial.
Like, what do you need? What? Tell me.
Not even in a
not in a rude way, but just like, I got you.
Okay, don't worry about it. But so you have to stand, your ground and be like, nee. Ik ga Nederlands praten. Punt.
I will speak Dutch to you.
Yes, and you will listen to my super bad Dutch, and be like,
fine. All right, what do you want?
But then when you get to the next level in which you kind of can do a conversation, it's just they're more themselves, so they're more at ease.
And you break into the culture more.
You break into the culture, you understand.
Like, you can always kind of understand, especially like, okay, we all speak English, I can get what you're saying, but people say things differently in their own language. They express themselves differently. So I think you get like a closer version of like being into their world versus just getting what they're asking or saying.
I really think, like, the thing is with Dutch people, they speak like really good English, but it's not your first language. So even though it's like really good, there are like those really subtle things that you say, or the way you say it, that you learned, growing up, and you try to translate them in another language, and even if it's like really good, it doesn't, translate
quite
the same.
Something's a little up. I think it was really funny for me to learn that you were actually a doctor, and not because I think it's awesome, and I'm not surprised. It's just I met you when you were behind the DJ booth a few times. I think. I mean, we met through different friends. Like here in Amsterdam, you have one friend group that knew another person, and all of a sudden you have a whole bunch of new people you meet, which is one of the great parts of being here, is you meet a lot of international people, expats, locals as well. So I'm not even sure how I eventually met you, but it was certainly not in the hospital, fortunately. It was, you were playing music at various parties. We have some friends that has rooftop parties here in Amsterdam. I had a Halloween party once, and you came and DJ'd for us, and several other times, that was super nice. But tell me about how you got into being DJing, because you might call yourself like a, for fun, but I was like super impressed. I was like, this guy's good. And then you told me you were a doctor. I was like, what? Huh?
Just like,
what?
Yeah, like, stop, like,
come on,
being annoying.
Yeah, sure. I'm also a doctor.
Oh, whatever.
Yeah. But how did you get into that? Is it just a hobby, or?
It's so in Amsterdam, almost everybody is a DJ. Like
true.
I mean,
it is a DJ city.
It's a DJ city, but I actually it's very simple. I used to, when I was at a party and I saw like people wanted some music, and I was like 12 years old, and I'm like, I see a bit of like anarchy. One is putting one song, the other putting another song, and people are like, put this. I'm like, okay, guys, and I try to put something that I like and that everybody likes. And so it's that kind of like, I want to hear good music that I like. But I also want just people to have fun, and I started DJing like with a mixer, and pretty late, just like during COVID.
Okay, so you only started doing this a couple of years ago, like halfway through your time living here.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah. Okay. So, but before that, I always used to put music, and I was always interested also in new genres and musical
mixing
genres.
Stuff together.
Yeah, I also am pretty annoyed to like the definition of a genre and saying like people, I like that genre. And I don't like all the songs of.
You don't like genre, all of one or the
and
other.
I don't hate all the songs of one genre. I think you find what you like and that's like and then I can DJ at a wedding. I did my birthday, my sister's wedding.
Nice.
Or a colleague of mine. Or I can do like when I'm here at the house party. I do more like music that I like. But I can also do like very chill
classic
music.
Hits.
Of course,
mainstream hits. Yeah, you just turn that on.
I try to do stuff that I like, but it goes well with the vibe, and that's what every DJ does. So I'm not special, and I'm like, but I just at a certain point I'm like, okay, but if I had lots of time, like let's say I win the lottery. Well, like I don't want only to work, and that's.
What would you do? What's your hobby?
So the music, that hobby I had, I'm like during COVID, and I was staying home a lot, and I'm like, okay, it's boring, and I was kind of like inviting one friend, and then DJ for them, and they're like, oh, that's
not
nice,
bad.
and then
slowly start to build it up. Okay, because you were like, well, besides work, who am I? What do I do?
Exactly.
And when you finish,
what do I like?
And what do I like? Very
Who
important.
am I? What do I like? That's what I like about music. Emotion that like DJs have, like I feel that sometimes maybe musicians, I don't know, at parties like lots of things are going on, and there's lots
of distractions.
Yes, but you're there, and with your music, and you're trying to do stuff, that's a bit technical and a bit like volume and all the frequencies. I don't know. It's very.
You kind of like zone out into your own little creative world here.
Maybe you paint, right?
I dabble.
Yeah, I saw. There's. You paint.
I try. I'm a beginner.
Just like I'm a DJ. It's the same.
I don't know.
But I painted a few times, and I think it's like very similar.
It is. There's like you kind of get into like a flow state.
Yes.
Where you forget about everything else. And what I also like about like painting or doing other things like that are making art or doing some kind of art is I have full control. Yeah. I can do whatever I want, and I can move it at my own pace, and because like in my day job, I don't work. I'm not in the medical world, but like I have to, do a lot of spreadsheets, a lot of meetings, a lot of like things that I am at the will of other people for. Like, oh, this project is what you want to do. Like, So, I mean, I can see that it allows you to be in control and really creative with whatever you want to do, and like reach that flow state where you're not really thinking about it, you're just kind of doing it.
Yeah, exactly.
I remember there was a friend of ours, I think a friend of yours actually, maybe how I know you, Sophie. So she she had a party before she moved back to Italy, and you DJ'd at that one
in the park.
No, I think it was at your apartment actually.
Oh yeah.
Because now you've done it. I've seen you like 4 or 5 times, probably at however many times at different places. But I remember.
Biggest fan.
That's right. Yeah. I just like, I'm like your roadie. I'm like one guy got backstage passes. He's like, hey man, this is my table.
Yeah.
But I remember watching you and your friend there, DJ. Yeah, Emmanuel, who's also super good. But you guys together, and you had this little device, this like little mini keyboard, and you were just kind of like.
Yeah.
Since I play also with the piano and I like the synthesizer, so to create a sound that fits really well with what I'm playing. I'm now trying to do like a live mix.
Okay.
That's what I like attempted to do there.
Okay.
So I had a small synthesizer, and Emmanuel, my partner in crimes, was like mixing songs, and I was like doing the live.
That's right. If people would ever want to like have you DJ, I mean, I know you say you're just an amateur. I think you're growing past that. But if anyone ever asked me if they could have you, would you be open to that?
Yes. We can we need to look at my schedule because
of course.
But that's a bit like difficult sometimes to fit schedule with night shifts and everything.
Yeah.
But of course, I'm totally up for it.
I want to thank you for coming to talk and to share about your journey moving from Italy, coming to Amsterdam, learning Dutch in a really remarkable amount of time, and actually telling me a little bit about the medical side, which I had, like I said, for the longest time of knowing you, I didn't really realize that, and I'm
happy about that because I like when I say what do you do, and I never say it because I find that I think that people, like I don't identify myself as like a doctor or a DJ or I just like whatever I am, and then that's my job. And of course it comes out, and when it comes out, people are like, nah, and I'm like, I like.
You're like, no, really.
Because
what do you do?
Doctors are.
Praten we met